Exploded.
Hey guys, what's up? How can you be or consider yourself to be a real gamer if in your mind the only games that count are 1, exclusive, 2, now superhero games, and 3, games that are photorealistic and only heavy story narrative driven? Guys, it's me, your boy Ebot, as always in the carrito, doing my chores, going back and forth, whether I'm doing for the wifey, for the house, for the kids, or for any passenger doing Uber, let's say, right? But either way, I'm trying to do a quick video because this narrative is just getting so ridiculous, there's no way to even talk about it. But the fact of the matter is that this narrative has only come to be and come into fruition because it works in the favor of one company and one company only, and that is Sony. And yes, every single time people, why are you always doing videos about Sony? Well, because why does everybody keep doing videos about Xbox? It works both ways. Why do video, and then the worst part is that they do videos about Xbox that are untrue, that are taking out of context, and that are slandering or hating on it when there's no reason to hate on Xbox whatsoever. So, I'm just giving back what the real reporting and the real conversation should be about, right? And unfortunately, it comes mainly from the Sony side, and sometimes from even the Nintendo side. But I would love to know, and I would love to see the comments and the explanations from you guys that have this idea that you have the nerve to call yourself a real gamer, but yet all you want to play is a game that's only exclusive, right? You don't want to count a game that's multiplayer. You want to completely disregard it like it doesn't matter, right? Because it's not exclusive, which makes no sense. Or you want to play games now because they're comic book related exclusive. Because if it's a multiplayer that's a comic book related game, that it doesn't count. If it's exclusive, that's when it's a glorious and fantastic game. Because till this point, most comic book games have always been multi-plat, and they have never sold. Just they haven't, for the exception of maybe the Batman Arkham series. And even the Batman Arkham series sold between both platforms, moderately good, but it was because it was a quality superhero game from a very iconic and beloved character, right? Which had budget behind it, right? That had, the backing. In most cases, most comic book games, although very good, a lot of them, they didn't have the budget to make them shine that big. But nonetheless, still are very good games, because most Spider-Man games, to be honest, from Activision and Beenox, were premier Spider-Man games. They were the best in the business. Better than anything that came out even now with PS4's Spider-Man from Insomniac. Everything they did in that game was copying the Beenox formula. That's just a fact. They brought nothing new to the table. So, you guys come here every time questioning my integrity about things, saying that I'm not a gamer or that I'm a Sony hater when I own a PlayStation console, or all of PlayStation consoles, with the exception of the PS5, even though I have access to it and I can play it, right? Or even though I can get one if I want. I'm just not going to pay a scalper, an unreasonable price for a system that really doesn't warrant any value right now, because they don't have anything worth my time. Everything that's there is either cross-gen or is just not good enough to sell me on the console. Especially not for no $800 or $900 or $1,200 that these scalpers are selling it for, right? So you come here and you want to act like I'm not a gamer, question my integrity when I play these games, when I break down why I say what I say, why I find them boring, or why I find them not as good as people make them out to be, even though they may be good games, but they're overhyped. And then when you guys argue, and I say, well, are you playing it? What you tell me is, no, I haven't played it. I don't even own an Xbox. I haven't played since the 360 era. In the case of a gentleman that comes to my comment section a lot, named Jack Knife, right? And then he says, you know, he thinks that his opinion has merit when it has no merit whatsoever because he doesn't play on Xbox. In fact, his point of argument is Metacritic. He says because Metacritic is saying that these games are bad, that means they're bad. When again, no real gamer also uses something like Metacritic as a form of argument, because real gamers don't base their playing, you know, habits based off, or playing decisions based off a review from nobody. You play the game yourself, you buy the game yourself, you try it out. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You know what I mean? Which is also why the argument I keep pushing that Game Pass is such a wonderful, wonderful, you know, service, is because it gives you that freedom where you play all these games day in, day out, whenever they come out, whether they're multi-plats or exclusives, right? And you don't have to worry about being forced or feeling like you're forced to shell out more money, or having a way, or having to pick and choose. Well, I can't get this one. I got to get this one over this one, even though I want both of them, even when I want all three of them, because of the fact that you can't play them, right? That's why I said that Game Pass is something that should be on every system, every console, not just Xbox, every console, whether it's Nintendo, whether it's PlayStation, because that way, whenever I have any of those systems in my possession as well, as a gamer, I'm going to feel very satisfied and protected, because I can pick and choose as I feel deemed worthy, and at my leisure, and with my sense of freedom, right? And sense of relief, because I don't feel like, I won't be afraid of, oh damn, I bought this game and this game, you know, isn't good enough, for example, or this game was a waste of my time or money, for that matter. Gaming's expensive. It's an expensive hobby, so you have to be quite mindful how you spend your money with the, you know, in the, you know, in the industry of gaming, especially someone like myself with a big family, lots of children, and really not a lot of money economically to just buy whatever I want for hundreds and hundreds of dollars and think it's okay if I didn't like it and it feels like a waste of money. And for a whole lot of other people out there in the world, single moms, single dads, grandparents that have their grandchildren that are raising them, whatever the case may be. But for you to call yourself a gamer when all you want to play is that certain style of game, or because it's photorealistic and it has heavy story-driven narrative, the truth of the matter is you're not a gamer. No, you're not. You're not a real gamer in the sense of the word. You play video games, yes, but you're not a real gamer that is about the culture, that respects the culture, that grew up in the culture, that loves the culture, that loves video games, what goes into making them, how hard it is for them to be made, or appreciate them for what they are, and the history of how they started and how far they've come to this point to be the most successful medium in the world right now, over even movies and things like, I don't know, like anything else that's out in the medium set, like cable, even sports. It's almost as big as sports, or bigger. It makes billions and billions of dollars. Okay? A real gamer plays games. They don't play preference. Yes, my preference as a gamer, beat 'em ups, hack and slash, action adventures, right? Those two are my #1 top preference of games. But I also play, RTSs if I have to, RPGs if I want to, first-person shooters, racers, platformers. I play games that I find interesting, unique, with wonderful style. Like something like The Artful Escape that just came out. That looks great. I'm going to play it. Haven't played it yet, but saw my son playing it. Very simple game. It's all about the art value of it and the harmony of the music. And, it's a relaxing game. It looks like a lot of, relaxing, fun time. But something like Psychonauts, which is an amazingly thought out platformer with a lot of ingenuity, creativity, and pretty much wacky, worldly, creations and characters, and the story, in the universe is just something very unique and different. So those type of games like Ori and Cuphead, those are wonderful video game experiences, right? That any real gamer embraces. That doesn't mean that I still can't accept and love and enjoy my heavy narrative single player games first. That doesn't mean I can't enjoy my first person shooters or my racers. But the point is that a real gamer plays games. And not just, a perspective. I mean, what you call that when something's popular, right? Because it's popular, then that's why I play it, or that's why it's talked about, or that's why I embrace it, or that's why it's the best, or because it's an exclusive, and I can only play it on my preferred console, or because it's a new comic book game and it's only available on PlayStation and not Xbox. Those are not ideologies from a real gamer. A real gamer does not play games for any of those reasons. Even if they enjoy the comic book games, even if they enjoy the exclusives. Most multiplat, in a lot of cases, are way better than exclusives in a lot of cases. Not all, but in a lot of cases. So a multiplat is just as enjoyable, if not more, than an exclusive. You see? And these are the things that I would love to know, and I would like to get an explanation how you figure and consider yourself a real gamer, and about the industry and about what it brings to, to the culture of gaming, if all you want is one style of game, or because it's an exclusive to your console. Because I hate to break it to you, you're not a real gamer. You just play video games. There is a difference. You're not about the culture. You just know about the culture. You see what I'm saying? You don't respect where it came from. You just act like it just started now. You see what I'm saying? And that now, only that is what matters. I had a dude tell me some crazy thing on Twitter a couple days ago, that how do I consider Sega or Nintendo the pioneers of gaming, because they haven't really done nothing in 30 years. And I'm assuming that he's talking about like bringing new games, innovations, and consoles, even though Nintendo has. But I guess he was talking about Sega, when that has nothing to do with it, because everything that we have now in gaming is because 90% of it because of Sega. They were doing it way back then, and so was Nintendo, right? Without them, without Pong, which was about gameplay and fun factor, no story whatsoever, there wouldn't be games today where they are today. You understand? Just like superhero games have been around since the Odyssey, right? Like we discussed on the Exile podcast. Shout outs to I think it was Unlimited Princess or Provocative Princess. I forget. She made a good point, and that was her first console from Magnavox. And yet, those games never made a mark because they were not important. It was that they were good games, and that was it. That's all that mattered. So, let me see. Turn this on real quick. I don't know why is it doing the... I don't want to focus. I don't want to focus. Let's see. There it is. So, I would love to know and hear stories from you guys. I really would. I would love to know what's your excuse and why you think and consider yourself a real gamer, or a gamer in a sense, just because you like photorealistic games, story narrative games, or games that are exclusive only, or now because there's a comic book game when you probably never played no other comic book game before, when there's been hundreds and hundreds of games before that were very good games, and most people never played them because they weren't successful. The numbers speak for themselves and show the proof. I just want to know. I want to hear from you guys. So down in the description below, in the comment section, let me know your stories. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't like the video. As always, thank you for stopping by. For all of you that always come by and sustain my channel. Because without you, my channel is nothing. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you subscribe, I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, because I know you didn't have to. But if you did, remember, I consider you now part of my family. Please share my video with someone you think might like it. And as always, you guys can find me on social media under C_respect on Instagram, and on Xbox Live and Nintendo Switch under Hebot8, and on the PSN network under Al Fell from the Sky. If you guys ever want to donate anything for me to review or highlight or showcase on my channel, it would be a pleasure, it would be my honor to do so. Just hit me up on one of the DMs on one of those platforms, whether it's online via console or on social network, and we'll work out the particulars. And last but certainly not least, if you guys ever want to help me out, my channel directly, because you like what I do and you want to help me in any way, shape, or form, because you have the means to, and it's from the kindness of your heart, there's a way you can do it. It's not obligated, but it's down in the description below. You can do it via my Twitter, via my PayPal or Patreon page that I created. Because I don't have a lot of subscribers, I don't have, no super chats, and I sustain my channel out of pocket myself or with the help of my children from time to time. Guys, I'll see you soon. Love you. This is going to be interesting. I want to know what you guys, are going to say, because it makes me laugh. This is pretty much comical to me. See you then, guys. Bye.